And welcome back, everybody, to the 2024 PABSA Senior Snooker Championship. We're here live at La Bande de Coin in Saint-Lambert, Quebec. It is a semi-final match against Fabinho Anderson Lersen against the head of PABSA, Ajaya Pride-Hacker. Sylvain Etier will be our referee. And we're streaming up on YouTube. I do apologize, they just switched up us on the last moment of going to a different table. Obviously, our TV table is set up quite nicely, but they just switched it, so we're going. So neither semi-finalist will play on the final table, just in fair play. And the great people at La Bande de Coin have some very nice equipment. But unfortunately, on our second table, the camera is not as fantastic as table one, and the angle's a little bit different. My great streaming producer, Louis Duant, had to excuse himself. He had to go do a little bit of work. So hopefully when he comes in, he can kind of just crystallize the picture. So we apologize for the strobing, and hopefully he'll get it fixed, but hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. We're glad you're tuning in wherever you're getting us, wherever you're tuning in, actually, in the world. It's David Burney, and here's Ajaya Pride-Hacker set to break off. Good opening red by Fabinho. This is a best of 5, so the winner needs 3 frames to the good to be victorious. I do apologize for the visuals. Hopefully my great streaming producer can make it in here. There was a little hiccup. Well, there's no hiccup with Fabinho's game, that's for sure. So the opponent is, as he's sitting in the chair, should be keeping a running score. Sylvain Etier, the referee, the man in charge. That action. That gets a round of applause from everybody in the room here. That's why I'm preaching so much. You know, we need many, many people behind the scenes to help out to make these productions a success. It's great that we have all players. A lot of us, yes, when we get into the game, like to pick up a cue, play, and battle on. But referees, scorekeepers, commentators, tournament directors, streaming producers, they're all equally as important. And they bring their own fun and challenges, definitely just as much as a player has at a table. This has been a nice initial break here by Fabinho. How's the high run of the tournament so far at 103, as he had it earlier today to finish out his quarterfinal match against Rodney Culier. Ooh. Just broke down on the black, so a break of 39 to get him well started in this frame. We'll see how Ajaya can respond. Ajaya Pradhakar, the head of the Pan American Billiards and Snooker Association, is doing a lot of hard work to promote this game in the Americas. We do have another semifinal in action as well. Feel free to take a look at cloudsnooker.com. That's cloudsnooker.com to check the live scoring on that match, as it's just begun. We have an active chat. If you have any comments or concerns, feel free to let us know. Obviously, we do apologize for the camera. My streaming producers is just a bit absent right now. They'd have to run away to attend to a work problem. As, all of us behind the scenes here are doing it for a labor of love, but sometimes work calls. Just about an hour and a half delay on our semifinals. So probably push the finals hopefully today. Should be at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So that's 2:30 on the West Coast. Obviously those could change. Some of these matches can kind of go a little messy and they can be quite prolonged. But we'll probably have a better idea of when the final will take place when this one gets near the climax. So this is a really nice response here by Ajaya. Just as we say that, breaks down on that red, but a 24 break has crawled him back into this frame, only trailing by 15. 67 points on the table, but Fabinho has a relatively easy starter. Has to use the redwoods. He's just checking into this cluster of 3 reds if there's potentially a plant of any sort. Yeah, see, sometimes players can just get really wrapped up in trying to focus on what they have to do if they come back to the table. If their opponent misses, that they kind of have a brain lapse and forget to put up the score that they should be counting for their opponent. Don't think he's got protection. Yeah, this red is available for Ajaya. Blue not getting in the way. Quite a steal there for Ajaya. Definitely everyone in the room knows that Fabinho is the one that has the mark on his back. Everyone gunning for him, knowing he's the one to beat if they want to make their way to the Crucible Theater this May to participate in the World's Seniors Championship. That's what they're playing for in this tournament. We're down to the final 4. Nice little cannon into that red, stopping the pace of the cue ball, so he's on to the black. Black has put us in the snooker's required stage. We'll see if Fabinho wants to get black, or I mean another color after this red. He's nicely on the blue to come up for the yellow. I don't think Ajaya will be coming back to the table. I don't know if he's going to be able to, the way Fabinho is potting here. Just carrying on from his great quarterfinal match. Oh, that red-brown, I mean, just does not find the bottom. And that's a concession there by Ajaya. So Fabinho takes this first frame, leading 1-0. Just needs 3 to push himself in the final, and we'll be right back with this semifinal match. We're back, and just like that, Fabino's put a long red in. Or she's just not on the black. Maybe a game plan for a J here, just not deliberately play slow, as if a referee does think that a player is deliberately wasting time, it is actually a costly penalty of a full frame. You just might want to take a little bit more extra time and be careful with all his shot selection, just to calm the train down of Fabinho, because Fabinho is full engines, full steam ahead. Yellow's kind of blocked that top right corner pocket. It's in a fashion that I don't think a red will go by into it. Very fortunate that he didn't knock that yellow in, but it's left a choice for Fabinho. A few reds out in the open. Like black is tied up, but obviously the yellow's in a very easy position to pot it and put it back on its spot. Fabinho would definitely like to clear that up. Just retiring back to his cue case. It's got a little extension. Needs a little bit more lumber in his cue. Played that with an element of safety. Good angle on the green. Come back down table. But electing for the brown. Maybe draw this off the cushion. During the lunch break, I was talking to a gentleman that was watching Fabino's quarterfinal, and he's like, he's got all the tools there. Might just be a little quick to get on his shot, but he's like, he's knocking at the door of that professional level. Fabino is definitely close of getting onto the pro circuit. The runner-up last year, the 2023 PABSA Open Snooker Championship. So I believe his fellow countrymate, Igor Figueiredo, is the only double dip winner who's won both the Open and the Senior Championship. So just ran out of position there, and that's causing end to break. I do apologize a little bit for our camera with the stuttering effect. You know, exposure isn't fantastic. It's just they quickly changed the tables on us. Getting close to the beginning of this match. A few of the team members behind the scenes had to step away as they had work commitments. I felt like everything was set up and dialed in before they left. And obviously Murphy's Law, as soon as they leave, things happen, things change. So even if it is a fuzzy, stroby, tough exposed picture, you can definitely make out that Fabinho is good. Yeah, they will be going back to the final for our usual TV table. And we know that one's all dialed in and gives a great presentation. Another part is with the laptops that we're using in our broadcast booth, they're in French as we're in Quebec. And my French is not as great as maybe it was when I was a youngster. As a Canadian. We are taught French from grade 4 to 9, as Canada is one of the few bilingual countries officially. This is just impressive. Referee Etier is definitely getting a workout here. It's almost running around the table to spot these balls for Fabinho. Just needs a red and one more color. And we'll be at the snooker's required stage. This match barely 30 minutes old. Oh, just breaks down on that all-important red. I completely agree. Our good friend John Talish tuning in on the stream. He's remarking that Fabinho is in the zone, quick and precise. I don't know, the whirlwind nickname is already taken, so we got to think of something new for Fabinho. Maybe Fabinho the Typhoon. That might be Ajaya's last shot in this frame. Right now in the snooker's required stage. I take this blue, come up for this red by the yellow pocket. I don't even think they're out of the first frame in the other semifinal. Don't blink anybody or you're going to miss it here. Just an excellent display of cueing. And he is disciplined. He knows sometimes when he's just run out of position, does play the safety shot. Reminds me of a local player in Vancouver, Max Guan. Very quick player. But sometimes Max just plays a little too quick. And that's a concession there. So Ajay Pradhakar is up against it. His back's against the wall. He's going to excuse himself for a little comfort break. Maybe give himself a little pep talk. But we'll step aside for a few short moments as referee Etche sets up the frame, and we'll be back with frame number 3. Could it be another whitewash for Fabinho, or will Jaya Pradhakar put one on the board and get it interesting? See you soon, everyone. Players have returned to the table with frame 3 about to commence with a Jayaprad Hawker breaking off. Just going to shake it off a little bit. See if he can put a frame on the board. It's a good break off to start. This is the semifinal of the 2024 PABSA Senior Snooker Championship between Ajay Pradhakar of the US of A, Ajay, the head of PABSA and the United States Snooker Association, and Fabino Anderson Lursen from Brazil, last year's runner-up in the Open Championship. That great championship will commence tomorrow. Lots of great players in that. You'll definitely want to tune in for that. Obviously, we'll be back to our traditional streaming table. We do apologize for these funny little angle here. Not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to go Dutch here. As the top end of the table is a little askew, shall we say? But there's nothing askew about Fabino's game. Ooh. Referee, I'd say, just coming over to see if it's a touching ball. And it is. And he duly points what the touching ball is. Great to see Sylvain again. I haven't seen him in many years. As I'm out in Vancouver, British Columbia. He's out here in Quebec. And that's what's tough about the game in snooker, I think, in North America. As it's not, one of the big sports, obviously, like baseball, hockey, football, as I say, American football, or basketball, or even how soccer is growing, as it's called in North America. Snooker has a small little niche of dedicated, really enthusiastic players and fans. The tough part is the travel in our continent. Like, for instance, the Canadian National Championship was held in this very room. However, only one player, I believe, there might have been two players from British Columbia that showed up. Now, British Columbia, for all that you know, is on the western part of Canada, and we're more in eastern Canada here in Quebec. So a lot of players, well, pretty much everybody is doing this for a labor of love. No one's making a living yet. Obviously, we'd like to continue to grow and working on things. And hopefully, as we all can kind of come together and work as a team, everyone's got their little special skills that they do. It's great to see that some players do kind of put their cue aside from time to time, and for the betterment of the game, they might don the white gloves to be a referee, or get a great front row action seat and be a scorekeeper. Nice shot there by Fabinho. As the old saying goes, amateurs do it for the love of it, where professionals get paid. Just went off the horn a little bit. No real clear advantage. Fabinho just coming over to look. Potentially there might have a plant. So he left an opening for Fabinho. Jay a little disgusted as he comes back to his chair. Looks like something is on. Fabinho retiring to his cue case to get the mini butt. Showing another trick that he's got up his sleeve. He's ambidextrous, can shoot with both hands. I know what you're all probably thinking, what's going on? This frame's about 15 minutes long. This is a slog right here. The first two frames were quite lightning fast. Toro Santos, all the way up from Brazil, in the room. Probably one of the favorites in the Open Championship that starts tomorrow. Doing a little documentary footage with his iPhone. Showing everyone back home this great facility here in Saint Lambert, Quebec. It looks like he might have just ran a little out of position there. He might have a plant with these two reds up top. uncharacteristic miss there by Fabino, but put together a break in 19 to push his advantage to 20 points to none. Just trying to slow down the typhoon. Didn't have a color after that red, so just opted for the safe. Fabinho returns the favor. Jay has got his good cue ball near the bulk cushion. He has kind of opened up those reds. It's always a scary sight when you have such a proficient potter as Fabinho is. It's Fabinho just trying to bait Ajay to take in a tricky pot. Looks like there is one to the right middle. Obviously when you're down by 2 frames and your opponent just needs 1 for frame victory, match victory. That's a good pot there by Ajay. Sometimes you gotta feel like you gotta force the issue and just get your potting boots on. The great Tom Finn once said, patience is a great attribute to have in this game. Your chance will come. Perhaps this is it for Ajay. So then Ajay just taking a look to see if the pink respots on its original position. Obviously if it didn't, it would go to the highest point value available, which in this case does look like the black. Tricky pot. And his pace is not doesn't come down as quickly as initially thought, but he's left a long pot on for Fabino, and this is his specialty. Hopefully I didn't blow your speakers there, but wow. That red just slammed right into the heart of that top right corner pocket. Just ran out of position there. Just took his medicine and playing safe. Well, if either player can get in, looks like a nice little lineup exercise actually just below the pink. Yeah, Fabino playing a little bit with house money. He's up 2 frames to none. Definitely looks like he's in complete control of this match. And referee Etier just seeing a little disturbance with some crowds, just making sure everybody's all right. Remember, stay still. If you've ever been to the Crucible Theater, where the World Championships is held in your front row, the great Rob Walker instructs everyone to act like statues when they're in the front row. Looks like there's a little gap between the yellow and blue. Might even have potentially the potting angle there. It's going all the way down into the top right corner. It's all right pace, that's for sure. It's created some distance. Looks like Fabino's going to take on this red just below the pink. Yeah, this one has been a little bit more scrappier than the first two. Jay definitely trying to calm down the Brazilian. So First couple of frames are just lightning fast. Fabino does have a 13-point advantage. But a good number of reds still on the table. So definitely an opportunity that Ajay could take this frame. At least crawl one back, get his first of the match on the board. I always say you're not in the match until you get that first frame on the board. That's very important in these best of fives. Obviously in the round robins we were playing best of three, so it was of paramount importance. Because red has kind of blocked his pink ball. I just want to come out this green. Use that brown as a blocker. Very nicely done by Ajay. He's got the snooker. Yeah, Danfer, we apologize for the quality of the picture here. Just kind of switched up the tables on us last minute. And the great tech team behind the scenes just had to excuse themselves as their actual paint job was calling. So don't worry, we'll be going back to our top-notch camera, and I believe our tech team will be available and stand by for any glitches in the final. So originally scheduled for 4 p.m. today, but with one quarterfinal match going quite the distance, we didn't get our semifinals started until 2:30. So I believe that will push probably the start time of the finals to at least 5:30. We'll just have to see how these semifinals work out. Obviously this one has been lightning fast. It's kind of come to a little slowish pace now. I think our other semifinals just in its second frame. This looks like these middle pockets are a bit more receiving than the other Rasson table here at La Bande de Coin. Jeff finding a little bit of stroke here. That's exactly what he needs. Just a little flick off that red to be nice on the pink. It gets a bit tough. Two reds near the top cushion. It's got this red long one down to the yellow pocket. A 15-point advantage. Still 51 on the table. That was dangerous of going into that top right little corner pocket. OJ having a good long look at that. Curious if there's maybe a plant there, but trailing by 2 frames to 0, and knowing this is a have-to-win frame, safety is going to be of utmost importance here and its top priority. Nice little 28 to give them a 22 advantage, 43-21 in this third frame of a best-of-5 semifinal match of the 2024 PABSA Senior Snooker Championship. Fabinho just baited Jay into taking that. Unfortunately, wasn't successful. Will Fabinho be successful on his red here into the top left corner? Doesn't miss much. I'm just electing to play safe. Not trying to force the issue. Hoping you can get a more simple chance. Force a J to make an unforced error. That pink has come to his rescue. Looks like he's probably going to be shooting this red down table and trying to get his cue ball onto bulk, or I mean the top cushion. Jay just collecting his thoughts, thoroughly studying the shot. maybe just steady the typhoon he's up against into Fabinho. Initially missed it and almost came back, and that red in the middle of the table. Jay was just looking for a thin hit on this red that's on the baulk cushion. So second attempt. Jay kind of questioning the respot. Looking to his partner. See, all three men at the table will talk about it, but the man in charge is referee Etche. Okay. And our good Brazilian friend Januario, he's got the stream on his phone, just coming in and confirming with referee Etche. Yeah, good to use a non-impartial device there. The video footage doesn't lie. You know, a lot of people in the room, a lot of opinions. I hope everyone's coming in with the best interest of fair play. But, you know, a little bit of bias can come into play. So it's great to see that we have referees at the final stage. There is a lot riding on this, so we want to make sure we get the exact correct call. Jay gets a nice round of applause using that blue and pink, creating quite a nice wall to get his cue ball behind. I don't think that was the intended red that he wanted to hit, but he's had a result there. He was intending to hit the red on the baulk cushion, missed that, hit the other red on the table, and the result of that hit on that red, Fabinho got the snooker on it with the black ball, but the red on the baulk cushion is still available to hit. Just hit the horn, and has that popped out to tempt Fabinho to take this pot on. No, just gonna play safe. Oh, it's not a shot that Ajay is liking. He's just willing something better with his cue ball. This is definitely on for Fabinho. And just like that, it disappears into the bottom of the pocket. However, canning into that black has pushed it into the blue and pink cluster. Not giving him an easy color ball. Decision time. Is he gonna roll up to the pink or potentially maybe take the brown and come off the bulk cushion? Potentially maybe have a shot on the final red. So Jay Pradhaker at the table with a lead of 17. 35 on the table. It's the semifinals of the 2024 PABSA Senior Snooker Championships. In fact, leave a free ball. I think this blue does pass. Yes, the pink and black into the top left corner. Fabinho just coming around to take a look at the score. Might just get behind the pink here. No, he takes the cut. Don't blame him. He's got a little smile to himself. Oh, a smile of joy, definitely. He's a little annoyed with that. All right, so 7 points in it. There's 27 on the table. Just an explanation. Yeah, the tablets are great. A real great help to put the scores up onto the stream and onto the Cloud Snooker app to give the live scoring. So he's just, obviously the language barrier here is a bit tough with English and Portuguese. So Rodrigo from Brazil's coming over, as well as Felipe, great friend from PABSA. He's the representative of Latin America for PABSA. Just a little discussion over at the scoreboard. Hopefully they can get everything ironed out. So everyone happy there, and the match continues. So that is the correct score, 46-40 for Ajay Pratakar. Technology, it can be a blessing and a sin. Just an update from our other semi-final. Alberto Camara, my apologies, is leading that match 2-0 over Jeff Kennedy. I don't know what a shot that was. He's got him tightly behind the black. So both semifinals at 2-0. Obviously they're just about to get the third frame underway in our other semifinal. This one we're at the color stage and only 6 points in it, but Ajay in a very, very tough snooker. Stuff in the amateur game is we're always so used to not having referees. So Ajay kind of acknowledged with Fabino, just he sees where it is. But we do have a referee. Is their ruling. Etier, one of the best in Canada. And in this tournament, there are 4 attempts at a foul and a miss. So 3 putbacks. Also, if more than 3 snookers are required when the only color's on, then it's automatic concession. Referee Etier just getting in his position. Once he is happy with it, he'll acknowledge with both the players. If the players both agree, then it's game on. So, one's good, and second attempt here. Not that costly for Ajay. Only succumbs 4 penalty points there. But he has left this yellow on to its own pocket. It's a bit tricky as Fabinho has to put his bridge hand on the cushion. Yeah, they look so easy on the TV screen, but just when you never can put your palm of your bridge hand onto the table, it just makes it just a fraction more difficult to be successful in your shot. Looks like Jay is in a snooker here. Maybe a little bit of swerve to go around the pink. So, did not hit the yellow there. He's reaching to the fans. I think he's the referee's decision. So, just a conference there. As one of the audience members did look like it hit the yellow. Only one fan thought it hit the yellow. Referee Etier did not think it did. Gotta give kudos to these referees and anyone that steps up. It's a tough job out there. The referees don't even get a break. You know, when you're not at the table, you get a time to rest and hold your thoughts. So. So on further review, it does look like it was an actual hit. But it still was an open yellow there for Fabiano. So 46, 46, 25 on the table. This third frame, best of 5. Jay Prodhocker fighting for his life. got Fabinho in the snooker, but it shouldn't be too tough of an escape for him. Come off the top cushion. Or my apologies, Ajaya. Fabinho put Ajaya in the snooker. When you're in a snooker, it's always a good move to put your opponent in a snooker on the returning shot. But Fabinho has put this out. Chance here for Ajaya. At the green, I wonder if he's got enough cue power just to pull it back for the brown after this. Gotta make sure of the pot. That's the first order of business. Wow, great cue power. Round of applause from the fans there. Very tense here. Every ball of the utmost importance. Needs the pink. Taking a look at the score. Pink frame and match on our feature TV table. These side pockets have been tough. Let's see what this does. And it's there. Wow. Viva Brazil. Fabinho is moving on to the finals with a whitewash victory over Ajaya Pradhaka. What a victory there. Obviously that third frame kind of got a little slow there. Great work there by Sylvain Etche. There's a lot of commotion on a few shots. I think we got to just start to let the fans know that the referee is the one in charge there. I know everyone's looking for free play, but you know, there's some Canadians, there's some Americans, there's some Brazilians in the crowd, and you never know if bias might come about. So we're going to step aside for a few short moments. I think probably looking to probably 5 o'clock is when the final will commence. I don't think it would be any sooner than that, as our other semifinal, they're in their third frame with Alberto Camara in the lead, 2 frames to nothing. So that one could be done a little sooner, but definitely tune back with us on the PABSA YouTube channel at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 2 p.m. on the West Coast. Search out 2024 PABSA Senior Snooker Championship on Table 1. That's our money table. Who will Fabinho take? A Brazilian against a man from Quebec, or a Maritime as Jeff Kennedy comes from New Brunswick? It's David Burney saying, see you in an hour, everybody.